Are you guys teammates first, friends first, or competitors first? Now, how do you think about things differently? Like, wow, I went from coming into this maybe trying to win an NCAA title to like, dang, I could maybe make the Olympic team and medal at the Olympics. Like, how has your perspective changed on that?
For me, perspectives changed a lot.
Yeah, what do you think, Cole? Going pro?
I would do $1,000 for a 1-2.
Okay, if you guys go 1-2, $1,000 do charity of your choice.
Who would be your least favorite running YouTuber?
Oh, man.
Easy question. You ever think about your grandma when you're having sex and your penis kind of inverts?
What are you talking about?
That's what I get when I watch his YouTube videos.
Give our listeners a stock pick.
What's the opposite of West Fly stock?
So we buy tomorrow and we hold for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Do a little pump and dump.
Those will be the days when we have enough listeners we can do a pump and dump.
I have a very different interpretation of pump and dump.
Do you two think you could beat us in a game of Flip Cup?
Yeah, I think.
So yeah, okay.
I mean, I couldn't bet against myself.
Cooper, this one's for you. How fast can you drink a beer out of the chalice or a water?
I don't know. I can put them down. I can put water down pretty quick. You guys looking at shotgun right now?
Are we doing a little chug off?
Wow, that was impressive.
What's up, Beer Mile Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Beer Mile Podcast. Today, we're doing something a little different. It's our first time ever recording an intro to the podcast before we've actually interviewed the guests. Usually we wait until afterwards so that we actually know what we talked about with the guests. But today, we're just going to switch it up because why not? You know, got to learn something new, try something a little different. And so we're actually recording with Cole and Cooper here in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we got some time to kill. So here we are.
Yeah, we're on a tight schedule, so got to get these in when you can.
That's right. So we can only look into our crystal ball and try to imagine what we will talk to Cole and Cooper about today. I would imagine it'd be a lot about partying, guzzling beers.
Definitely no NCAA talk.
No NCAA talk, no running talk. Just gonna get to know the boys a little bit, have a little fun.
You know what? Oh, I'm gonna put this. What do the young people call it? It's like you're not incepting yourself, but you just believe in something so hard that you make it happen. Manifesting. That's what young people call it. I'm gonna manifest that. I want to make everyone do, because Cole was just on Sit and Kick, I want to make everyone do their best Josh Kerr impersonation. I think that'd be funny.
Ooh, I like that. Work on the accent a little bit.
Yeah.
So we thank you to all the listeners, to all of our followers on Instagram who sent in questions. We weren't able to respond to every single person that sent in questions on Instagram to ask Cole and Cooper, but just know that we do review them all. We add them to our Google Doc for the show. So thank you all for sending those in. And if you want to be part of the podcast and be able to get your questions asked, follow us on Instagram, Beer Mile Media. Our @ is _beer_mile.
I would say, this is a good plug. Wait for it. I would say leave us a message on Anchor. You can leave voice messages. And if you do, there's probably a 100% chance that we'll ask that question.
Yeah, that's a great point. There's a lot on Instagram. So if you want to differentiate yourself from the rest of the listeners and make sure that your question gets asked, leave us that voice message on Anchor. There's a link in the description of the podcast if you're listening to the audio or if you're on the video. It's showing up right here on the screen right now. There it is. We also need to give shout outs here to those who have left us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We have been doing this for a while now where we do giveaways pretty much every episode except for those where we don't have people entered into the contest or we just forget about it because we're, whatever. We're on the road or we're doing something a little different with the format, but giveaways every episode for beermile.com swag to someone who rates the podcast 5 stars on Apple and take a screenshot, send it to us on Instagram DMs.
We got a ton of good ones. What was the last thing that we said? Just say "I love your mom" and post that as a review. That. I think we had at least one of those. I thought that was funny.
Yeah,
shit.
That was great. I love your mom. Someone said they could beat me in the 100 mile. Those are the type of reviews that we like. Those really good inside jokes. So we really appreciate that. Yeah, if you send us a voice message on Anchor, that's another way to get entered. Pretty much anything you do interacting with us, we'll throw your name into the hat to get drawn for potential Beer Mile swag. So let's quickly call out the 5 folks who hit us up on Instagram for leaving that 5-star review. We appreciate you guys. Brett Geschke, Mike Galvin. Hopefully I said your last name right, Mike. Sam Elliott, Landon Purdue, Harrison Smith. So a couple names there I recognize. I recognize all the names now, but a couple folks on there, frequent commenters on our videos, on our podcast.
Part of the Beer Mile group on Strava.
That's right. So thank you, fellas. And you know what? We're feeling generous. All 5 of you, hit us up in the DMs on Instagram. Let us know what you want from the beermile.com swag store. We'll send you all something because that's the kind of mood we're in. You never know what you're going to get. If you interact with us and you're nice to us and help us grow the show, we might just be generous right back.
Yeah. I mean, it is, we're coming up on bonus season. So
that's right. Might as well, the money enters the bank account. The money leaves the bank account.
Swiftly leaves the bank account.
I like to have the money leave the bank account before I've even let it, settle into the.
Yeah, because once you remember, you're like, oh shit, I have a lot of money. Then you start to get bigger ideas, and that's not what we need.
Yeah, we don't need big ideas. We just need little incremental growth here and there.
Yeah.
So thank you all again. Also, if you're looking to help us out another way and you're going to be buying a Garmin watch anyway, use the link in the description of this podcast. We do get a kickback from that if you're going to be buying a Garmin anyway. We definitely recommend Garmin as the best running GPS watches out there. So use our link if you would be so kind.
Okay, so over or under that we talk about cilantro today?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, we have to bring it up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how in depth it would get, though. Apparently, they haven't spoken since the beef. I don't know if they don't really talk that frequently, but
yeah. See, with any beef, it's always a fine line of when have you beat it to death too much? And so I know Cole has been asked about it on podcasts. I know Cooper has too. And so I don't want to be yet another podcast that asks the same questions.
Yeah.
However, again, thank you, listeners, for sending in questions. We got a number of listeners
who want to know
things like, just about Centro, the beef, cilantro. People want to know if Cole and Cooper are going to beat cilantro. Sorry, cilantro. I didn't mean to call you cilantro. If they're going to beat him at the Olympic trials and predicting that. All sorts of questions related to Centro. I mean, which makes sense. These guys are from, University of Oregon.
Yeah.
Strong dynasty there of milers, especially. So I think we're going to talk about it. It's just a matter of how in depth we go.
Yeah. I would say I'm going to put my money on us not. Well, I guess this is an unfair bet because we can influence the decision.
That's right. I was going to say, if you put money on us doing it, then we're going to do it. And then who's going to pay us the money?
True. That's the question. Who's going to pay us?
We also got some funny listener questions that might not make the cut, but just got to call them out that we got a good chuckle out of them. Someone wanted to know who slays more, Cooper or Cole.
They already answered that. It's Cooper.
Oh, they answer it? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Cooper, congrats on that one. You earned that one. I guess I don't want to give away too much. I'll leave these other ones until the actual interview itself, and we're going to get to as many of them as we can.
Any other predictions about the conversation?
Ooh, one other prediction. We might have to see if we can get them to play Flip Cup against us. It'll be on the whim. We didn't tell them ahead of time, and we totally understand that Cole is underage, so we wouldn't require them to drink beer, obviously, water only. But that would be one where what do you think? Okay, so say they play against us, best of 5. What's the final result?
4-1 us.
4-1 us. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I mean, we're pretty beasts. We're undefeated. If you're new here, we're undefeated on the Beer Mile podcast against guests.
Handily too. I don't think it's ever been close. Yeah.
I mean, unless a guest is coming in and hitting their first shot every time, probably not gonna win. Put it that way.
Could you imagine if we actually practiced?
We'd be beasts.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, it might be one of those games where you do better not practicing. You don't overthink it.
That's kind of like swimming for me. Like the less I did, the better I was at it.
There you go. So the crystal ball tells all.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Because we'll also record the post after, probably before too. So maybe we'll have to make a snippet next podcast we do reviewing our predictions.
That'll be good. Yeah, the outro of this episode also being recorded before the interview with them. So yeah, give us a comment on YouTube. Make sure you're watching the video version of these. Make sure you're subscribed to Beer Mile Media. Give us a comment and just let us know how bad we missed on these predictions.
Rate our pre and post interview commentary.
Love it. Someone said I say love it a lot. I do say love it a lot because I do. I love it. It's a great idea.
Hey, live, laugh, love. That's the motto.
Triple L for life, baby. Betas only. Let's go.
Hashtag betas only.
Hashtag betas only. Live, laugh, love. All right. I think that's probably enough triple Ellen for the intro here.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's give you this interview with Cole Hocker, with Cooper Teare, absolute studs, wipe the floor at NCAAs. Let's get to know them a little bit together, and we'll see you in the interview here in like 10 seconds. But then we'll see you in the outro for the beer of the week, the shoot your shot, and whatever else we decide to talk about, I guess.
Whatever segments we remember.
Whatever segments we remember to include. Yet another segment that we'll probably add and then we'll die before the next episode. But that's the fun of being a part of the podcast, is there's always something new that you're going to get.
No matter what.
Over and out.
Awesome. What do you guys have been up to since the championships?
I've just been chilling in Eugene. Yeah, nothing really. We had like a down week, but yeah, getting back into it this week.
Yeah, I went to Palm Springs for a little bit, and now I'm back home, and I go back to Eugene tomorrow.
Very nice. Doing a lot of homework, schoolwork during this time, or nah?
None.
One final, did it in like 20 minutes. It was pretty nice.
How did spring break line up for you all with the championship? Did you get to have spring break going into that, or when does your spring break land?
Well, this is like our spring break week right now.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so pretty nicely. We had like finals week last week, but everything was online, so we pretty much just had like 2 weeks off.
Very nice. So when do you start officially training again?
I guess people are having like practice now, right, Cole?
Yeah, people are coming to practice, but yeah, I think the whole team like next week then.
So I'm curious, going into this outdoor season, what's on your mind, or what's your biggest priority? Is it NCAA outdoors, or is it the Olympic trials now that you've had a really successful indoor season?
For me, I think just like taking one race at a time. So definitely NCAAs is first on the agenda. And then after all that, then throughout this outdoor, hopefully get some marks for Olympic standards, stuff like that, just to get in place. But yeah, just focus on the NCAA season first.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everything sort of stacks on top of each other. So it's kind of just like checking each box off week by week, probably trying to get some standards during, the early part of the spring, and then just racing, winning races, and then, hopefully going to Olympic trials with, a national title under our belts, and then, a lot of confidence just going, starting to run against some pros.
Heck yeah. So I guess maybe I should step back and say, welcome to the show as well. Not to just dive right in on you, but I guess going into the indoor season, I'm curious. I know you've both kind of talked about this a little bit on other podcasts, but did you expect to run as fast as you did in the indoor season? And did you expect to dominate indoors like you did, or? Yeah,
I think the answer is pretty clearly no. Like going into it, I didn't really think I would do most of the stuff we ended up doing, like, especially at the first meet, going in that DMR, we had literally done one actual track session. Like and it was the Tuesday before the Friday that we ran that race. And I think, going into that, we were all very surprised at like the splits we ran on that DMR. And then just like week by week, it just got better and better. And most of those meets we doubled too, so I think it kind of just sort of showed the strength that we had. We're pretty big on like doing aerobic stuff throughout most of the season. So I think that kind of showed. And just having like a team to do it with rather than trying to do it yourself also just like played a big role. So like every week just getting better and like workouts getting more intense and, kind of not necessarily racing in practice, but like, using each other to get the best out of yourself. I think that just showed in the races also. And then like being able to work together, like in that mile we ran, doing it with literally only ducks in the race was, pretty insane. So, I would say that I didn't really have any of those expectations going in. So, it was a pretty successful season, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with what Cooper said. And especially like we knew we were going to run fast, like we were in shape in the fall, but like the DMR, especially opening up like that, like on the warm up, we were like almost joking about taking like our teammate James West off the record breaking team. And then after we're like, okay, wait, what? Like we actually did it. But yeah, no one was really expecting, honestly, that. And the whole season pretty much went that way.
During your practices, like, did you guys feel more antsy to race than in past, just because there weren't many opportunities this year?
I don't know necessarily about that. Like, yeah, so during the fall, we did a lot of time trials, and like, I felt like we had pretty ample opportunity. Like, the thing is, it wasn't that different in the fall doing time trials versus in the winter when we actually raced. I felt like we set a lot of stuff up by ourselves, and, so I felt confident in doing that. And, so, I feel like we were kind of used to that and just going into every race. Obviously we didn't want to take anything for granted, and like everything, you got to make everything count, especially nowadays. So, I think, yeah, we were definitely a little antsy, but me and Cole, I think we had probably 4 opportunities to either time trial or race in the winter, in the fall. So, we kind of got to step up on the competition. I feel like getting those chances, because we weren't just coming into, the winter rusty off of, a year of not racing. So I think that kind of gave us a little chip on our shoulder, a little step up on the competition.
Yeah. I like it was like such little racing and so little opportunities to like going into indoor to get a national qualifier, which is like a little nerve wracking. But like, I really liked having like 2 or 3 weeks of solid training in between races. So you could actually like get in good training still and not just be tapering for your next race.
Yeah, it's kind of wild as someone. So from the viewpoint of a spectator of the sport, that, well, without the racing in 2020, a lot of people probably were like, wow, these guys came out of nowhere. Right. And obviously your times improved significantly over your previous PRs, but I'm sure behind the scenes, like, it was a pretty steady progression and consistent training over the past year. We just didn't get to see you race as often as we normally would have. So it looked to be more of a breakout than it really actually was under the scenes. But I'm curious, like you mentioned that coming into indoors, you weren't really necessarily expecting quite as big of breakthroughs as you had. So now, how do you think about things differently? Are you looking at like, wow, I went from, coming into this, maybe trying to win an NCAA title, to like, dang, I could maybe make the Olympic team and medal at the Olympics. Like, how has your perspective changed on that?
For me, perspectives changed a lot, definitely in the past 6 months. Like, I think my times show just like a really big jump, clearly, especially from an outsider just seeing it. And that's something that I think this team is perfect for. Just there's everyone, a good chunk of our like varsity team is looking to run after college, and a good chunk of them are looking to run in the Olympics someday. And I think like having that around you just immediately puts you in a better mindset.
I mean, like, just going to practice every day, and like, you don't really realize, but like, if you look at the people you're around, like Charlie's a 145 guy. We have 2 350 guys. We have like 5, we probably have like 6 or 7 sub 4 guys just like on the track at one time doing some reps. Like, it's pretty insane to just kind of show up at practice and have that just be your normal day. Yeah. So, I mean, the more I look at it, the more I feel like I'm in the best spot possible to, have those opportunities and then make that next step. Like, it was kind of a no-brainer for that next step to happen, just based on, the environment we're in, training in Hayward. I mean, everything like that. And Ben's phenomenal coach. He knows what he's doing. He's been pumping out awesome athletes for, years now. So, it's kind of only a matter of time that everyone is kind of getting in sync and hitting their stride. And, yeah, just every day, like seeing the same guys at practice, like racing Cole every day, not racing, but like training with Cole every day at practice. Like, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, knowing that, I feel like we're both at the top of our game right now, and every workout, we push each other to be better and better. So, yeah, I mean, just the environment around us, it's hard not to be successful if you're really bought into it.
How many people from your team will be back next year? eligibility wise for like out of your DMR teams that you had, both the record setting team and then slightly different team at the championships? Who all is returning? Who all has eligibility left?
I think technically everybody. I don't know necessarily like who's going to come back. Like I know Charlie's sort of on the fence. I'm sort of on the fence. I think Reed will be back. I don't know about Cole. He can speak for himself, but Luis will be back. And then, James didn't race it this year, but he was on last year's team. And I don't know, he doesn't have any more eligibility. He has outdoor left this year. But so, yeah, like the majority of people will have the option to come back, and whether they take it, who knows? Yeah.
What do you think, Cole? Going pro? I don't know.
I don't know.
Really, that's what's crazy too about your team is that it is weighing options of, you all could go pro probably. I would assume that you've maybe had some discussions or will have brands reaching out, especially going into an Olympic cycle. So, if you're able to give us any signals there, wouldn't be opposed to hearing about it.
Yeah. I would if I had any idea, honestly. And I'm not just saying that. Like, yeah, I've really not given it too much thought. It's definitely something I'm interested. Obviously, that's like the goal. It just came a little sooner than I was anticipating, honestly, like going into college. So, yeah, I don't know. But it is crazy that I think, our whole DMR could come back, which I don't think it's super likely, but yeah, it just shows the depth.
I think will end up being sort of an all or nothing. Like either, a big chunk of us will leave, or we'll kind of decide, hey, let's do one more year. Let's go win a Triple Crown. Yeah. Like
the last
just
dance.
do it. So that's what I think might happen. I know Charlie's sort of in the same boat. I think, you only get to be in college once. So it'd be cool to have that experience, and, having one team national title under our belts now feels pretty good. So, and just knowing we'd have the depth, we have some good guys coming in next year, it could be fun. But I guess you kind of got to take it step by step and see what the spring brings.
Yeah. Speaking of like goal setting, I know both of you had pretty high goals for this season, and you obviously kind of like smashed them out of the park. How do you approach goal setting now? Is it like, I don't know what to do because I like need to think bigger, or like, are you like, wow, I have nothing to work for left, which obviously you do, right? Like, how do you think about that?
Yeah. I was just talking about this with someone actually, and I was talking about goal setting this indoor season and then on to outdoor, but like, I wish I would have set higher goals. Like, they were pretty lofty goals and like a lot of like time-based stuff. But I mean, times are fun and everything like that. Like getting collegiate records, obviously super fun. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to placing, and no matter how fast you run, there's always something you can win. Like, if that makes sense. There's always the next race, the Olympics, the Olympic trials, whatever it is, world champs and NCAAs. There's always a race to win.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good perspective. We're definitely race for the race, not race for the time people. So appreciate that.
How did you both choose Oregon to begin with? I mean, obviously Oregon's had a big dynasty, especially, well, I guess really for the history of distance running, but especially like in the mile and all those middle distance races. I mean, cross teams have been good too. Just curious how you ended up there. Obviously, like scholarships play into it, everything else, but it seems like Oregon always ends up with a lot of the top talent, and I'm curious what some of those reasons are.
Well, so I'm a little older than Cole, so I got recruited by Andy Powell, and I just remember like ever since I was probably freshman in high school, I was like, got to go to Oregon. I was not good in freshman year of high school. I never thought I'd actually be able to run for Oregon. And then you kind of get into the position where you're like, okay, I actually might be able to run for Oregon. And at that point, it becomes a little surreal. Obviously, like, had a lot of other options. And once you get older, you obviously steer a little bit away from the mindset of like, you have to take into like other things into account. Like, obviously Oregon's a dynasty, but like, you can't just look at that like you do when you're younger. And I really liked the coaching staff when I was coming in. And I actually didn't even really get recruited. I was friends with Austin Tamagno at the time. And I was begging him to please, please talk to Andy, be like, just like tell him to respond to my email. Cause I sent him an email. He didn't reply to me. And I was like, it was kind of sad. And then the next day I got a text from Andy, like, hey, you want to meet? Cause I was in Eugene at the time. So I do owe a good amount to Austin Tamagno. Get me in the door there. And then from there, like I went on my visit, and that's I went on a visit with Reed. And basically from there, I was just like texting him. I was like, so are you going to go to Oregon? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, tight, me too. It was a pretty easy decision.
So that's exactly the point. It's like you sold yourself on it. They didn't even have to sell you on it. You knew about it your whole time in high school that you wanted to. Yeah, for sure. And then you get there on your visit and you're like, okay, well, I made the right choice when I was 14.
Hey, sometimes that's what I've always said. Like your instincts are always right.
That's true. You can't argue with the facilities that they have there. Obviously, coaches, access to other runners to train with, both collegiately and just the community there of really good runners. So, yeah, it makes sense. on my visit, I saw Ed Ches do mile repeats, and it was insane. And I was like, I want to be like that. And that was definitely a selling factor as well. So how about you, Cole? Were you sold on it in like 7th grade or 6th grade? When did you know you were going to Oregon?
I was going to say it's kind of similar to that. Like, I mean, I think a lot of people that get into like running early, like Oregon, it's just always in the back of your mind. And it was that way for me. And so it was the same thing going through high school. Like I continued to get better. And then even my junior year, I wasn't getting noticed by Oregon, but then senior year was like my breakout year in high school. And then I was finally on their radar apparently. And then just took like 3 official visits, and Oregon was my last one. And I just knew like right when I got here, well, at least like throughout my visit, I was like, okay, yeah, I want to go here. But it's similar thing to what Cooper said, but I watched them do a mile time trial when I was on my visit, and they ran like 406 or 407, and my high school mile PR was 407 at the time. I was like, damn, these guys are just running this in a workout. Like I need to get to that level.
Closing out on indoors, I guess going into that, what was your confidence level of winning? I guess we'll say the DMR. What was your confidence level of winning that? I know Ole Miss was certainly out to get you guys, obviously. Were you guys pretty confident going into it? I mean, from watching the race, you kind of took the front running approach, like weren't afraid to just get after it and own the race. So yeah, curious what your thoughts were going into that, the confidence level. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Ole Miss made it pretty clear that they were coming for us. They were talking about duck hunting season, for most of indoor. Seems like they came up a little dry season. But no, they're a great team. They were definitely on our radar, and I mean, it shows by how they ran. 920s, nothing to joke about. But yeah, I think going in, Ben kind of instilled in us. He was like, nobody's ever run as fast as you guys have run. And, it's why not just go out and do that again? Nobody's going to touch us if we can go out and do that again. And obviously it was a little different team. We had a lot of individual stuff that we wanted to do too. So, but I think we had full confidence going in that was our plan. Go, take the lead. If we make it a fast race, I was confident that, there was no way we really lose that. I was listening to Cole's other podcast the other day, and he was talking about how Reed, after his prelim, was basically like asleep on the training table. And I remember we had an alternate, Jackie Urian, also there, and we were going out to warm up. Reed had just finished his mile prelim. He was like almost asleep on the training table, and he was like, Jack, be ready to warm up. And I was like a little nervous at that point. I was like, I was fully confident Jack could get the job done, but I was like, I would like Reed on this team.
And I was like, if he might not even be awake when I get back. But yeah, he was alive and well once we returned, and ran a crazy leg. Charlie is always reliable. We had a really good 400 leg, and so yeah, I was just getting the stick in first. I was actually really nervous, just because I didn't want to like get it and let the team down. But yeah, I think it also just gives you that much more confidence. Like go and take the race by the balls and hand it to him. So yeah, I think we were really confident, and we showed that in how we raced.
Reed's like a Tesla. You just put him on a supercharger for a half hour and then he's good to go again.
Dr. Pepper.
I mean, that explains the mile and the 3K strategy as well. Then you guys weren't afraid to take it, take it from the front and just go for it. So that's cool to see. I mean, I think like you kind of have both sides of running, where you got the people who hate when races are slow and tactical, because whatever, people aren't running as fast as they should be. But then you also have people who hate the time trialing. So I think you guys brought both, though. Like you took it from the front, ballsy, as well as, well, you delivered on winning, obviously, and then delivered on fast times, like all in one race. So I think that's a pretty sick showing, not going to lie.
It was fun. It was fun for sure.
Cool. We have a listener question here. Are you guys teammates first, friends first, or competitors first?
That's a better question than I've written.
That's a
yeah, I'd say friends. Yeah. I mean, I guess we wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for being on the same team, but yeah.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like our team does a lot of stuff outside of, or we at least try to do a lot of stuff like outside of practice as well. So like I know there's a lot of people who are literally just teammates, and at that point they're also competitors, but like, having the friend aspect of it and like being able to be happy for each other, like after that 3K, I think it showed the friendship. Cause like, obviously I was mad, but like, I was also like stoked for Cole. So, yeah, I'd say friends first for sure.
Okay.
That turns out.
Well, we'll see if we'll check that answer again after the Olympic trials. If one of you is third and one of you is fourth in a race, hopefully you're 1-2 or 2-3. But yeah, we'll go with that.
I'd like Cole not to be in my race if possible.
I don't know if the pro world is ready. Like people actually friends that are on the same team.
I don't know. Yeah, you guys might need to be tactical together at the trials and kind of use some of this strategy that you've had racing as a team this past season and show the pros what's up.
Dude, I would pay a lot of money to see like a 2-3.
A 2. Well, let's go 1-2.
2-3.
1-2. Come on.
I'd pay even more. I'd pay even more for that. Sure.
How much are we talking?
I mean, this is Adam. This is Adam's personal account here. This isn't on the Beer Mile account.
Do you guys have any favorite charities? I mean, I do like.
So you're saying you'll put a certain amount down if they go one.
Are we allowed to talk about this? Is this going to affect our eligibility?
Well, then we're not going to pay you.
We're paying
a charity, or actually, we'll put it into a trust that will just turn over to your name in like 2 years or something.
Okay, that's definitely illegal. All right, well, I would do $1,000 for a 1-2.
Okay, if you guys go 1-2, $1,000 to a charity of your choice. How about that?
Deal.
1,000 each, or are we talking like 500s?
Yeah, wait.
I'd say. I was gonna say 500 a piece.
Okay, so 1,000 total, but you can each put 500 to your favorite charity. So it can be 2 charities that way if you want.
That's fair.
Cool. So would you consider? Okay, this was another listener question. Who would win in a 100-meter dash between the two of you, and who would win in a marathon?
Cole would win the 100. I think we saw that in the last like 2-3 weeks of practice. We also, like Cole wins the 100. I'll give him that for sure.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, Cooper would win the marathon, I think.
I don't know. I don't think I could.
I don't know.
I wouldn't want to complete the marathon.
Me neither.
We both just didn't finish.
A double DNF on that one.
Whoever makes it farther before they drop out.
Yeah, true.
So I would assume then it seems like, at least at this point, Coop, you're a little bit more like, you would consider yourself more of a distance guy versus Cole. You're still more in the kind of the mid D. I mean, obviously you could run fast at any distance, but thinking ahead to like say Olympic trials, maybe Coop, would you see yourself as more of a 5K guy versus Cole more of a miler, or do you think you're Do you think your guys would do both? Like, how are you thinking about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like coming in, even my freshman year, I was doing 5Ks pretty much all of outdoor. Technically my 1500 PR outdoor is still 343.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You gotta work on that.
Yeah, that's the plan this spring. But so yeah, definitely more distance oriented. But like I've been trying to keep myself in the mid D ballpark as long as possible. My sophomore year, Ben tried to get me to do a 10K at Pac-12s, and I begged him, please, like, if I don't do well in the 5K, you know, if I'm not running fast in the 15, like, you can throw me in the 10, just give me a couple more chances. And I think I've earned my keep. No 10Ks yet. So hopefully we can, you know, keep that string going. But yeah, I'm definitely more of the long distance horse out here.
Yeah, I like to look at myself too as more of a mid D guy, even though we've got a lot of mid D people on the team. So it's like tough. And that's why like I moved up sort of to the 3K to race it a little bit more this past indoor. But I enjoy the 3K, but also like outdoors, I really want to get just an open 800. I think that'd be fun race to do, especially with who we just have on our team.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see you guys get the standard, like in every distance, basically the Olympic trial standard in like 800, 1500, 5K. That'd be cool to complete the triple there.
Marathon.
Yeah, go for marathon too. Why not? Let's get every distance. 10K, steeple, you know, all of them. Do you guys have any steeplers on the Oregon team? Anyone who's like focused on that as their main event?
Yeah.
Jackson Messler.
Jackson, okay.
Yeah. He's been running. He ran a good 5K. He was in that 5K that Craig won, and he was right there. He'll be good in the steeple this year, I think.
Solid. Yeah, I was curious if that was a distance you guys would have ever tried or would consider trying.
I saw Reed do it freshman year. Andy made him do it because at Brooks PR his senior year, Andy said if you break 151, you don't have to do the steeple next year, and he ran 151.01. Oh. And he made Reed steeple, and I remember watching him at Pac-12s, and it looked like it was just there was nothing behind his eyes. He was dead inside, and that's pretty much how he explains it as well. So, yeah, hopefully you stay out of that arena as long as possible.
What would you rather do, 3K steeple or the 10K?
That's a horrible question.
There's no right answer.
I feel like that's a trap too. If coach is watching this, I might just get a steeple just because it's shorter.
I feel like steeple would be fun if you try it a couple times, maybe once. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like a 10K is kind of inevitable for me, so maybe 10K. I don't know.
Yeah, steeple would be a super badass event to be good at. But that's assuming that you don't like biff it over one of the hurdles or, you know, face plant in the water, all those things too. So, yeah.
It kind of be fun to have those highlight tapes, though.
That's true. That's true.
Good reel. I don't know why, but I feel like steeplers are you never like trained to be a steepler. You're just like born a steepler or you're not. Because everyone who's good at it, like if they just run a 3K race, the 3K is not that much faster.
Yeah,
compared to people who like don't specialize in this.
For sure. Not many people are racing a steeple every race of the year. They're racing a steeple a couple times a year, right? Versus, yeah. Well, let's get into a couple other listener questions here. Cooper, this one's for you. How fast can you drink a beer out of the chalice or a water? How fast can you drink a water out of the chalice?
I don't know. The chalice is probably like, I don't know. I wonder how many ounces. Let's see. It's probably about 16 fluid ounces. Get me one of these right here.
Okay. Oh, hey, good choice on the beer. Okay.
I got my ID to show I'm 21. So just had to make sure. I don't know. I can put them down. I can put water down pretty quick. I can put a lot of things down pretty quick. That's might have to edit that part out. But I don't know. 3 seconds.
Okay.
That's pretty good for a 16.
That is pretty solid. Is that Blue Moon? Is that in honor of me because I'm a Blue Moon guy, or do you just happen to also be a fan?
It was in the fridge. I was like, I'm going on the podcast. I'll grab it. But yeah, in your honor.
Good container selection.
Yeah.
Aluminum can. That's good.
It's nice. Cold too.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, sorry, we'll leave you out of that one, Cole. We know you're underage.
Yeah, I haven't tasted it ever.
Yeah, it's gross, man. Don't even worry about it. Okay, one more for you, Cooper, while we're on this topic. Do you still have the cup?
I do, actually.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate on this?
Yeah,
This was literally just a
cup.
Listener question was
That's
just
so-
the cup.
That's it's so that, like over the summer, I honestly hate that this was like my thing, but like I had this cup. So I lost my water bottle, and Joe Hale, like photographer guy for Tin Man, it's funny, I actually lost my water bottle again. So I got the Tin Man bottle, but I didn't really want to. This was back when we were doing the YouTube videos, and I wasn't necessarily trying to show up to practice or the runs with everyone with the Tin Man bottle. I was getting I didn't want all the drama with that. So I had this cup. We were staying in an Airbnb, and I had this cup that I would just start bringing, and people like started calling it, or well, I don't know if I called it the chalice or they called it the chalice, but I started bringing it, and then we left the Airbnb and I stole it, and started like throwing stickers on it and stuff. And I still have it at our house. Hopefully I'm going to, maybe 10 years down the line, auction it off for some good money.
I was going to say merch opportunity.
That's good merch.
Yeah. Cooper's cup.
So the chalice and the cup are the same thing then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I feel like it's an untapped merch market that could really, boost my brand in the future. So gonna hold on to that one for a little while. See if I can, gain some stock in that arena.
Oh yeah. About the time you make the Olympic team, I mean, that's going to go from $5 value up to 5,000. It's going to be 100Xer for sure.
God,
at
yeah.
least.
You guys are triggering me with Westfly.
I was going to say, don't let Westfly see that Tin Man water bottle there.
He'll get some hate for sure.
It is purely because I do not have another one. I love Joe though. Joe hooked it up. Shout out to him. And I don't mind any of the Tin Man guys really.
Of course.
Yeah.
We are objective here at this podcast. We're on everyone's side. We're friends with everyone. So when making the YouTube videos, do you think that helped you in that you knew that people were watching? So you were going to go the extra, well, this is a terrible pun, go the extra mile, put in the extra work because you knew that you actually had people following you, so you couldn't wuss out of anything. Like, was that ever crossing your mind? Do you think it helped you that way, or was it annoying? Like, I'm just curious, kind of how that all started and whether you enjoyed it, like truly enjoyed it, or indifferent, or what you think of it.
I don't think it necessarily made a difference in training at all. It was definitely like, I don't know. It was a fun thing to do when it started, but then it started being like you get up and then Ben has a camera in your face. Like we went on this trip to Montana and Ben would get up and we would be looking horrible in the morning, about to head out for like a run. And he'd be like, so what's on the agenda today? And then like try to make us do a bunch of stuff. And then at that point it got a little annoying, but also it was kind of fun, just like pumping out videos. Like it obviously, like, I think it helped sort of all our brands. It kind of put us on the map. Like I know I gained a ridiculous amount of followers in that arena, and that kind of jump started like being a name in collegiate running and kind of in the running world. So I think it was really cool on that front. It definitely helped that side of things, but I think we're all pretty committed guys to, making sure we get up, get out the door every day and, do everything we have to. I think that's kind of showed in our results. So, and I don't think the YouTube has really been a part of that as much as it might have been. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah. I don't think Ben Crawford was really holding us accountable for our training during that, but yeah, he pretty much said it like, yeah, we'll get up and do the work. And I think the vlog was just an extra thing to have.
Yeah. It like made us more personable, I guess.
I mean,
I guess.
I think all those high school boys that were watching those were certainly holding you guys accountable. You were scrolling through the comments. You were getting ego boosts.
Yeah, I didn't
for
get
sure.
any like hate mail. So that's
Yeah.
good.
It was really funny looking at the Oregon Instagram after those videos came out. If you look at, posts probably like pre-YouTube videos, the comments on there were probably all like, go Ducks, like all this stuff. And now I was talking to our media guy and he's like, yeah, half of them are just like talking about like random quotes from the vlogs or like, do you guys know who Flight Reacts is?
I don't know.
Okay. Never mind then. But he has his one, like, I don't really know. It's too much to explain, but yeah, it's just like a bunch of random quotes from high school stands that like just love like me or Cole or Reed or Carter, or literally anyone who has ever been in any of the videos. And he's like, yeah, whenever they put up like ask us questions or what else do you want to see? He said it's like 90% is just asking for more content of us. I think that's so funny that has actually had like an influence on the Oregon TF Instagram, like influence and like the culture around that. So
Yeah, Ben better be careful. He's gonna like start working for university.
Might as well just start working for him officially.
He was for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
No more.
Is there a story behind that, or are we leaving that out?
Up to interpretation.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll get Ben on at some point, and we'll ask the source himself.
He's looking for. He really wants to come on.
I know.
Yeah.
We really wanted to make it happen, and when we were down in Austin for the Texas qualifier, because he was there. But I mean, he was obviously busy, like working a lot.
We were working. We were just
we were kind of screw off working, but he was actually like legitimately working, so it didn't really work to sync up. So
you got to have him in person.
Agreed. That's the ideal post-COVID world, is to be able to actually meet up with people in person.
Yeah.
Just go to hot spots like Eugene, Portland, Boulder, and just sit down with a bunch of people and knock out a bunch of podcasts at a time, because that's definitely more fun.
Yeah, the in-person stuff is way easier to like. I feel like those ones are faster too. Like you get way more content in person than over the phone or over Zoom.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you think? Wait, is Ben going to be at Kansas City?
I don't know. Do you guys know Ben's upcoming schedule for meets?
His 2021 schedule.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have access to his calendar? I heard he said you were his secretary. I don't.
I'll be back in Eugene tomorrow. I'll do some snooping.
Okay.
That'd be fun to have him on in person at Kansas City.
Yeah, that would be cool. I bet he'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. We got to ask. We had, again, asking for listener questions. The vast majority of them were around this whole cilantro thing, Centro thing. I don't want to beat this to death, and if you don't want to like talk about it a ton, that's totally fine. But people are just curious on what the status is here. I don't know. I think everyone kind of knows the origin story at this point. But has there been any further exchanges between either of you and Centro, or anyone else that you know of in Centro, or not? It seems like he's fans of you guys. Well, I don't know. Maybe not as much you, Cooper, but he likes Cole a lot for sure. So
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm still in his good graces, but I don't know if there's been any more advances into this Centro Oregon beef, but I don't think there's really that much there, honestly.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's crazy how out of hand it got.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone was just all cooped up and they're like, where can we like start drama? And then it was like these harmless comments that just like blew up and then blew up even more because everyone misinterpreted it.
Yeah.
Well, then the different running outlets get a hold of it and start posting it everywhere. Cause I mean, when anything happens in the running world, everybody knows about it. So I think that's how it gets blown out of proportion. I think, nobody has a problem with Centro. We all look up to him, obviously. Like, how can you not? He's an Oregon Duck legend. Like,
yeah,
it definitely just got blown out of proportion. So I think that's all I have to say about it.
Would you?
Sorry, Centro, if you're hearing this.
My question is, would you or would you not like buy a cilantro t-shirt? Like a meme t-shirt?
Us?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I would.
I don't think I'd buy it, but like if I was post-collegiate and someone gave one to me. I would not deny it. I think it's funny. Like, honestly, that's like a funny thing. Someone was sending like Carter ideas for like what was the thing he said?
Your move.
Your move. Yeah. Like your move shirts. And Carter's like, I kind of have to have one of those, like, just to remember this, even if like it wasn't necessarily like the greatest thing that's ever happened, like just to know that it happened. It was like, it was funny. It was honestly hilarious at the time.
Yeah.
So
Carter's.
it would be good memorabilia to have when you're, I don't know, like 60 to give to my grandkids or something.
That would be such a funny story. Like you have your swagged out man cave or basement or whatever, and like your grandchildren come down. They're like, "Oh, like what does that shirt mean?" You're like, well,
"Were you into gardening or something?"
But there's literally like no story to even describe.
Right.
It's one of those things that's just like you had to be there. Like,
Yeah.
It's like Instagram's dead by then.
Yeah.
Like
probably.
Yeah.
cilantro is not even a plant anymore. Who knows?
Yeah, Carter's one of my roommates, and it was funny that day he commented. Well, I was about to post. I was saying the captions while I was sitting in the kitchen, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the first one to comment. I got a good comment." And then he comments that, and then this throughout the day, he's like, "No way!" My comment has like 100 likes, and I think it's at like over 800 or like 900 likes now. It just went insane. That day was, yeah, he was freaking out that day.
It's probably got to be like the most liked comment just like involved in track and field. Like obviously
track and field, yeah.
The posts get a lot, but like that has to be the most viral comment on Instagram for sure.
Absolutely.
It's up there. So is there any extra motivation or not to take down Centro? I think I know the answer, but
Nah, I mean, I already have enough motivation just to do well on my own.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that, the easy bad guys are Old Miss. I think that's a much more
Yeah.
If you're gonna take a villain,
Guys.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of took care of that. I think it's hilarious what Everett's doing over there. I don't necessarily condone it. I don't want to take sides on anything, but Everett's a good guy. I think he's kind of trying to spice up track and field. He's been trying to get at you recently for the beer mile, right?
Yeah, and I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I mean, again, I don't condone it, but like, it's pretty entertaining, to be honest. And no, the beef between him and I, like, we are going to race a beer mile. It's just a matter of when. And so I think it will be a legitimate race, and I'm excited for it. But I don't mind him talking all the shit on me. That's totally fine. I mean, I kind of provoked it, to be honest, when I brought it up in the podcast. So I have no issues about it. Like every day when I see he tags me in something, I'm like, oh hell yeah, let's go. Like, let's keep this thing going.
I never thought I'd be tagged in this many Westfly things out of nowhere. Like, it's crazy. But I mean, it's working somehow. We'd love to just whenever it's new. Well, him and Ben are pretty close. They talk all the time, just trying to think up new strategies on how to, get a tighter grip on the running community. So
yeah,
I think it's hilarious. They're trying to build their brand in whatever way possible. So it's good for them.
For sure. We'll see if Everett listens to this or if anyone sends it to him. But what we were thinking, because he hasn't set a date yet, and so obviously, like it's because it's NCAA outdoor season. Like I get why he wouldn't want to do it, but he's calling me a bitch for not wanting to challenge him. I'll literally race him anytime. So I'm kind of thinking, like, what if we just drive down there and just show up at his door next week? Like in 2 weekends, like if we know he's going to be there, just show up and just knock on the door and be like, yo, let's go to the track right now. Like, beer mile. Let's do it. I mean, I don't know if I can get off work to do it, but but I think it would be hilarious just to.
That'd be so funny.
Doorstep. It's like, hey, you want to call me out? Fine. I'm here to race you whenever you want. I'll come to you.
Let me and Reed hop in. We did one back in last spring. Didn't go well, but we'll hop in as pacers or something.
Ooh,
oh,
I
hell
like
yeah. So do you think you have potential? I mean, you've only done one? No potential, really? Even with that chalice chug you got, the cup chug?
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, like, I feel like I could do decent, but I don't have potential to be great. Like, what's your beer mile time?
4:37.
Okay, gross.
Jesus.
But you're but your mile PR is 20 seconds faster than mine. So
Okay.
So in theory, as long as you're at least like 75% of the chugger I am, you should be able to be right there with me or beat me.
Fair enough. Okay. You know what? Maybe it takes some training, but
Yeah.
I'd have to do a little research, a little some trial and error, but we'll see. Maybe I'll show up.
Cool. Well,
I feel like you could give Everett a run for his money.
I think it would be a good showdown. We'll certainly invest in you if you find out you're the next big thing in the beer mile. All right. We'll hit you with a sponsorship. It's totally going to match what Nike could give you. So
Beautiful.
How about you, Cole? I mean, obviously you haven't done a beer mile, but have you done like a chocolate milk mile or any of the other crap that a lot of high school kids do?
I actually haven't done anything like that. Kind of lame. Yeah. Never. The dew mile died out before I was good enough to get the invite, but
you're missing out, man. Chugging milk or chugging soda, great things to do for fun on the weekends. Absolutely,
dude. Kids are fucking.
I'm a stupid kid.
Oh, yeah.
I was a stupid kid. Hey, I'm a stupid kid.
The dew mile was a great event that Carter put together. Carter and Ben. That sucked. That was way worse than any beer mile you could do. I'll tell you that much. That was despicable that they even thought of that idea.
Carter's got his hands all over the track world. He's got the most clouded comment. He's got the
sneaky influencer of the track world.
Yeah,
actually.
Seriously. Yeah, everything other than if you did a water mile, like literally everything else is worse than a beer mile. Like milk is worse, eggnog's worse, any kind of pop is worse.
Yeah, I feel like chocolate milk or milk would be way worse than beer.
Nasty.
Reed would love that.
Yeah, or Nesquik.
More chocolate milk than anyone I've ever seen in my whole life.
I used to be into chocolate milk, and then something happened, and my body just started rejecting it.
It's just like, no, not anymore. Yeah. It's apparently the best recovery drink out there. At least that's what the advertisers want me to think. Yeah. I don't know.
They don't know about Pedialyte to sponsor us.
Trying to get that Pedialyte sponsor. All right, let's see. We got a couple others here.
I have one.
Okay, you're fire away.
So Cole, you're a bit of I would say an amateur producer, right? But no experience on the rap side. Who would win in a rap battle between you and Coop?
I think I could hold it down still. I don't publicly rap, but I don't even publicly produce. It's all underground still, but I think I can hold my ground.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
I think so too. I used to freestyle with my friends in high school, and I'll tell you it was not good. Like, if Cole is literate at all, he could definitely, take me down. So I'll give Cole the win on that one for sure.
Yeah, we've been trying to set up a Oregon track cipher though. So
yeah. Double XL freshman.
Who else on the Oregon team would be good at the cipher? Like who do you think would be hidden talent?
I think Jack Urian is sneaky.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
He'd be a sneaky pick.
Yeah.
What's your underground DJ setup like?
Right now it's my Mac. But yeah, just because I have this keyboard. It's called like a launch key at home, and it's like a keyboard with like some, I don't know what it's even called. Just like it's just like a MIDI interface, if you know anything about that. But yeah, it's a little bit easier to like make music on that, but I've just never brought it out to Oregon. So yeah, it's kind of died down a little bit.
Okay. So I was gonna ask, are you just building up a library so that way at some point you're just gonna pump out some albums, just like drop it all at once?
I'm still working on some stuff here and there. I was actually in a songwriting class this past term, so creating some fire in there, but it's still all unreleased. Still really rough too.
What genres are you with?
Mainly hip hop. Yeah.
There we go.
You and Kerr got a collab. It's
a little different.
He's more EDM, but he could probably.
He's a DJ, right?
Yeah.
Hey, DJ's at Burning Man.
He's got some good house stuff.
His SoundCloud. Yeah, we'll give him a plug.
Yeah, plug to Kerr on SoundCloud. He doesn't have a big following on there, but he's got some good stuff for sure.
Yeah, apparently David Ribich is he likes to rap. So he asked me to send him a beat, but I don't know. He's gonna have to make it a good one.
I think that's
That would
like
be great.
I think that's a secret grab at like he's just not going to give you producer credits for it. Like he'll put out the track,
steal the credits.
It's for the culture. I don't really care about the clout.
I mean, I think that collab would be so funny. I think it'd be
his raps would be so educated though. They'd be like they'd be so articulate.
He's clever.
Yeah. I mean, well, he's a writer, so like, yeah.
Let's run up this cypher on Friday, Cole.
Yeah, I'm down.
Since you two are the only non-professional runners that they've had on the pod, what's your do either of you have a Josh Kerr impersonation?
He likes to chat shit for sure. I think he's hilarious. I could never be as witty as he is. It might just be because he's Scottish or British or whatever he is, but whatever he says is so funny to me. It literally might just be the accent. Like we give James West the most amount of shit out of anyone. It's insane actually how much, we kind of chirp him about that stuff. Cole, go for it.
Way to just throw him on the spot.
Yeah, no shot. I'm giving that impression.
I just can't get over his freaking chair. Like, I think we should put that on a t-shirt.
The chair is hilarious. I mean, the Harriers probably already put it on a shirt by the time this episode drops. Yeah, it's definitely true though. Like it's Scottish, British accents, and even like Australian accents. Everything they say is just funny. I don't know if they're actually funny or not, but it works for whatever reason.
What Cooper was saying, James on our team, he'll say something, just not even a joke, and then people will break into the most like old timey, like squeaky British accent, just clowning literally every day.
If you ever see Austin Tamagno, ask him to say, "Spot me £5."
Spot me £5.
It's like that on crack. How you just said that, like it's insane. It's like one of my favorite things ever.
I feel like I'm not allowed to go abroad and like get drunk anymore because I feel like I will for sure just like start talking in their accent. I don't know why I'm so fascinated by them, but I
am. Do you two think that you could beat us? And we don't have to play right now, but do you two think you could beat us in a game of Flip Cup?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I couldn't bet against myself.
I came downstairs one day and Ben was watching the video of you guys playing against Sinclair and Vanessa. And I mean, they weren't necessarily giving you the hardest challenge. I think we could be right there.
Okay.
I might be the weak link, to be honest.
I feel like we could play. I feel like we could hold our own for sure.
That's fair. We were actually talking to it. We were like, how come nobody has ever like been really like I was never known in college for like, oh, that's the Flip Cup guy.
No.
Is that a good thing to be known for?
I don't think so.
No.
I think that means you're probably gonna like go work at McDonald's or something.
It's more just impressive at how bad the other people I've been that we played against. It's like, how can you not just like as a normal human figure out how to at least after like 2 tries just get it? Like
people are always just like smack it.
It's like it flips like 5 times. Like, what are you doing?
What's wrong? One thing I do think. Do you guys ever play Beer Die?
Beer Die.
Describe the game. We might know by a different name. Maybe.
Okay, so you have a table, cups on each corner. You have a die. You toss it. There's like a halfway line, and it hits the other side, and you have to catch it before it falls off the table.
Have not actually played that one.
You've never even heard of that?
No.
That's insane. No wonder you guys are good at Flip Cup. You guys don't know
That's the only game you guys had.
I mean, we're always down to learn new games. I mean, our go-tos are, and Vanessa and Sinclair called these weird things. So we call it Boom Cup. I don't know if you have Boom Cup. They called it like Rage Cage. And
Rage Cage.
So that's our main go-to game. Flip Cup is kind of like a secondary or third game, probably after Pong as well.
Literally the only time I play Flip Cup is on the podcast.
Well, yeah, in the last, since we've been adulting life, pretty much just on the podcast is about.
Rage Cage is definitely a college classic game. I guess Beer Die is sort of like last like 4 years, kind of like pretty. It's gained popularity very recently, so I'm not fully surprised you guys haven't played it, but if you guys are ever in our neck of the woods, we'll give you a game. We'll teach you.
Yeah. Teach us some games, yeah. The post-Olympic celebration. We'll come visit you guys after you get back from Japan.
Beautiful.
Let's see here. Do we have any other listener questions that we want to make sure we ask? I guess a similar topic. Who would win in a chug-off with water, of course, between the two of you?
I think Cooper might have me beat there.
It'd be close. I don't know.
That's it.
Neither of us are particularly like, Noah's like, yo, there's the chug guy. Like he can chug really fast.
Yeah, that's definitely not me. There's some people that can just slam anything.
I'm kind of happy I'm not one of those people. I feel like that's a weird thing to be known for.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I could shotgun pretty decent. I don't know. Like, I feel like, maybe I could edge Cole out like 3 to 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Do you guys have a shotgun PR?
I don't really know how to measure that fairly.
I've never like had a timer.
I'm just gonna shotgun right now.
Yeah, it's an easy way.
You guys are gonna
we got bottles.
That's savage.
I mean, I would chug a beer. I don't have a shotgun ability.
All right, then do it.
Okay.
You ever do like the swirly thing where you like twist
The
it?
vortex.
Oh, you got that one.
I got this one. Oh, you're gonna do a. Oh, I mean, you could have shotgun that.
Well, I thought we were gonna do it evenly.
Oh, I mean, if you want to, I'm gonna.
You can't open it.
I cracked it.
You had the shotgun ready.
Yeah. Do you want a shotgun against me chugging out of the bottle?
Jesus
Well, you're gonna
Christ.
beat me in that, obviously.
Yeah, that's not fair.
You get. I mean, a shotgun. You can shotgun in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, true. All right, let's try it.
All right, I'll set up. I'll get a timer going. So
There we
know.
go. There we go. Grab some keys. There's another one down here if you need.
Yeah.
Some of the questions we get.
I bet you got some out of pocket stuff.
Oh, for sure.
And they're like they're definitely sophomores in high school or something like that. Like,
100%. They're like chuckling like at home behind their phone, think they're hilarious.
no way you just said that, bro. That's crazy.
All right. Are we doing a little chug off?
Yeah, I'm trying. All right, I'll be good and try not to hit them.
Oh, that's fine.
All right.
Okay, well, you guys count us down.
Go for it, Cole.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Wow.
That was respectable.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
Unfortunate thing is, like, that's obviously a much better chug than a shotgun. That should have been deleted.
That's what I was gonna say. It wasn't as impressive
say.
from the shotgun guy because he should be able to.
I thought you guys were the chug guys. Like Chris killed that. That was not the most impressive shotgun I've ever seen.
Not a great shotgun.
I'm clocking 643.
Yeah, that's average beer mile split for chugging. It's an average chug.
I've run shotguns faster than that. I don't want to, chirp you.
LaCroix, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
No, that was not impressive at all. Like I'd say like 3-ish seconds is that's a good shot.
I have to for races, I'd like to be very calm going into it. Like if I'm yawning at the start line, that means I'm like feeling
You're
good.
relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
But for chugging events and the beer mile, I need to like mentally psych myself up so much in order to perform because it fucking sucks and it's like not like it's just dumb and I'm like I'm not getting anything out of this, so like why am I doing it? But then
you don't feel cool as fuck trying to shotgun beer behind a green screen.
I'm more just like, man, I hope my boss doesn't find this.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Still in the clear though.
For now. Do
you guys have any, before we get into some closing questions, do you guys have any banter or topics that you want to bring up?
Yeah.
Well, we'll take one from the sit and kick playbook and give you the opportunity if you would like to throw anything our way.
Except you can't give us compliments this time.
Yeah, Cole, no compliments about how you look up to Josh Kerr. None of that.
No, that was kind of soft. Yeah. I just texted Austin. He just texted me, and I'm trying to get him to come up here and do his James West impersonation.
Oh, yes. Please.
Yeah.
We need that. I might have to Colin backups and make sure he comes up.
Definitely should do that. That's hilarious.
I hate trying to think of questions on the spot. Okay, well, like, who have been your favorite and least favorite guests?
Boom, bad question. Duh.
No, that's a great question. Favorite and least favorite. Oh,
Also, who? Okay, so how many people have you interviewed like in person?
only Craig,
Two?
Eric, and Colleen.
Yeah.
Okay, did Colleen slam some beers or what?
Nah, she
No.
didn't.
We gave her a 10-pack of Fireball shooters.
Yeah, we gave her some Fireball beers and she wouldn't take one. She made us leave with them. So no, we struck out there. So the only guests we've drank with in person are Craig and Eric, and actually not many guests drink on the pod. That's a rarity usually, but
That's sad.
yeah, it is kind of sad.
I saw an insane video of Eric chugging like a pint of beer.
We've heard some good stories, and now we need to see it in person.
He's going to be at the Pro Beer Mile.
Yeah, he
Lynn
was
versus Craig. Who do you got? Eric?
Eric all the way.
Yeah.
I agree, Eric.
Craig, by his own admission, was like, yeah, I would not bet on myself in a beer mile.
In a drink off, like most drinks, I think I got Craig.
Yeah, Craig for longevity. I mean, he
could go for the all day.
Dude, he drank.
That's Ole Miss blood in him.
That's right. That's right.
Dude, I like couldn't even walk straight after that podcast. Craig was just like feeding me beers. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it came to the end and we were like pushing each other to finish everything that was left. and Eric was actually DDing, so he only had like 2 beers during the whole thing. So it was like on Craig and us to finish the 2 racks that we had sitting there. It was great. But okay, one defining question. So on your favorite, like, how should I measure favorite? Should it be like the person I would want to hang out with the most outside of the podcast? Is it like who is like literally the best at answering questions? What are you looking for here?
Most entertaining, like who would you want to interview again the most?
Oh man, okay.
Who would I want to interview?
Okay, I have my answer. So I mean the obvious is Craig and Eric. Like anytime in person with them would be freaking hilarious.
We're almost gonna start a series with them.
Hopefully we can just do like every few months with them. But I think outside of that would be, I think I would want to redo with Sinclair and Vanessa, because I feel like we were kind of awkward because we didn't know them at first. Yeah. And like we finally like broke out of the bubble a little bit later on. And then we met Sinclair in person after that. And so now I feel like if we redid that one, it would be a lot more entertaining.
Speaking of people that feed me drinks, Craig, Sinclair.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Allegedly.
I've got an idea for you guys could do like have you ever seen the Hot Ones YouTube?
Yeah.
You guys could do like I guess it's beer, but say like shots for like questions you don't want to answer. You take a shot, something like that.
I like the Hot One. That's
a great idea. Start with beer, move up to like 4 Loko.
Yeah.
And like regular shots and like Everclear or something.
Yeah.
Just throughout the interview, anytime you don't answer a question, you just take it. That's money.
I would also be much more likely to like do something like that, interviewing someone in person. I feel so weird. Like we're sitting in my condo right now, like just drinking by ourselves on a Wednesday. I mean, obviously not, we're with people, but like I would feel much better about it if I'm actually in person with them and drinking. I think it'd be a lot more fun, but
yeah.
Who's your favorite and least favorite? So Sinclair and Ness, I'd say I would want to redo with them because I think they're pretty entertaining. I think we didn't do a good job like breaking them out of the shell early enough.
Yeah, I think it took a while for Sinclair to like start talking shit, which is kind of basically the podcast. But then once she did, it was just like never endless.
Right, right.
So I would probably agree with that. That was like my favorite.
Well, you got to pick a different one. You can't just take the same one. We've had like 20 guests. You can't pick the same person.
Who is my favorite? Besides them and
I don't like anybody else. Oh.
Besides Craig and Eric.
Wow, such a diss on all of our guests that you don't even hear anyone else at the ready.
I would interview everyone. I would interview everybody again. Maybe I'll start with my least favorite was Nick Simmons because I just felt like a dumbass.
And we know that Nick Simmons doesn't listen to this, so it's safe to call him out as the least favorite.
Well, he's not through his.
Definitely going to send this to him.
Yeah, send him this clip. Yeah.
I mean, not due to how he like answered questions or anything. Maybe it was like, I think for this podcast, maybe it's more like we're just like two dummies that like to give stupid responses to stuff, and he has a very specific brand, obviously, like with his YouTube. So I think maybe if that qualifies as a quote unquote least favorite, we'll go there.
That makes sense. When you interview Nick Symmonds, he drives the interview. Like he knows the topics he wants to hit. So you ask a question, like a one sentence question, and then he'll go for 10 minutes on whatever topic he wants to go.
Which was amazing for like one of the first guests that we had.
It was easy.
We're just like,
but it's
had
like
no fucking clue what we're doing.
Yeah.
We went to a couple Nick Symmonds things like over the summer and like in the spring. Everything was in Eugene, and we'd have friends that would be like, trying to go make $100. Like, let me show up to the Nick Symmonds event. And so we talked to him a couple of times, and that man he can talk for sure.
Yeah, he's a businessman.
He's a smart guy.
He is. Yeah. He's a good salesman.
Sure. Speaking of Nick Symmonds, I got maybe a tough question for you guys then. Who would be your least favorite running YouTuber at the moment?
Oh, man.
Easy question. Westfly. You go.
Oh, come on.
You go.
Are you telling me you don't like watching his videos? You don't think they're entertaining? Not even necessarily for the reason that he wants them to be entertaining for.
I think that's a good modifier for the question, because I think you're right. But watching the actual video without like reacting the way I would just interpreting, I don't know. It's kind of like you ever think about your grandma when you're having sex and your penis kind of inverts?
What are you talking about?
That's what I get when I watch his YouTube videos. Like,
did that happen to you a lot?
Every time I watch his videos, bro.
Or like when you're having sex, though?
Yeah, I mean,
is that a lot?
That's not where I thought that sentence was going to end.
No.
That was not where I thought that was going. So did your answer change, or was it like what?
No, it just like makes me very uncomfortable watching his YouTube videos.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's definitely not my answer. So my answer, I would say, while we're on the Nick Symmonds parade here, I think all of his stuff that's like, can I bike sub 4 minutes on a mountain bike? I'm like, dude, I give zero fucks about that.
That was a dumb video.
But like, as far as other ones, I would say, I mean, hopefully people don't hate us for that or hate me for this, but whatever, it's my opinion. Zach Levitt, like, just gonna say that, like, right. I don't know. I'm nothing against the guy at all, but like, as he's gone less and less running, and it's more just his video is just his face and him talking. I'm like, sweet man, like, I know what you look like. That's cool. Like, honestly, he should just start a podcast. Well, actually, he has a podcast, so never mind.
Okay.
I think he said that. His YouTube videos are just him doing monologues, so it's like that's a podcast forum. That's not a YouTube forum.
I think.
So.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because I would say one of my favorite running YouTubes is Morgan McDonald's, but a lot of his are just monologues. But he adds like stupid fucking signs at the end.
His editing is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
That's the thing. He actually is he's good at telling the story in the video editing. So even if it is him talking, it's entertaining. It's a little different. But.
Yeah, and I think his are funny.
Yeah, watching his like first video ever and just seeing like at the end he put this little Sonic meme with it was like enter text here, and I was like, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen, like for no reason at that time. And that killed me.
Gen Z humor, even though he's like technically a little bit older than Gen Z, he somehow has that level of humor, which I think is hilarious.
He's good. Yeah. I mean, outside of our own YouTube, of course.
That's my favorite. YouTube, of course.
Yeah. Okay, those are some good. Yeah, there's some good spicy questions. You got anything else you got for us?
I'm tapped.
I'm good.
All right, let's just fire off a couple closing questions here, just off the dome. What do you got?
Dude, we literally last interview we said how my memory is so bad.
Okay, I'll fire it off then. Fire it off.
Get me warmed up.
All right, well, let's start easy. We'll go beer or like liquor, beer or cocktails.
Only for Cooper.
Yeah, only for Cooper. Sorry.
Ooh, cocktails. What cocktails? I guess.
Well drinks.
Yeah, I don't know if you can call what
cocktails.
Cocktails.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Favorite place you've lived?
I've only lived in Indianapolis and Eugene. So 2 meccas of the world right there. I don't know. I like Indianapolis. It's cool.
Yeah, I guess here, this is like the Bay Area. It's warm, not rainy. That helps.
True. Bay Area is stressful. What specific part of it are you in?
Alameda. It's like right next to Oakland.
Sure. That's less stressful than like SF or.
Yeah, no, this is like the suburbs. Like this is like nice. You do nothing, but like everyone has like a kid in elementary school. Like it's just like white moms. The best as I can describe it.
Yeah. All right. Pre-race meal and post-race meal, assuming that the race went well.
I can start. My pre-race, it's not like anything. I like racing. Well, if it's like in the morning or like around like noon, then it's just like a normal breakfast, like pretty much like anything, like eggs, pancakes, like bacon, just like not just enough to like get me to the race. And so I'm not starving at the line. And then if it's midday, like a Subway sandwich. But then post race, I always just like let loose, and I'm a big candy guy. So like I'll have like a burger or something, but then I'll just like gorge myself on like any candy I can get.
There we go.
Yeah.
Favorite candy or dessert?
Oh God. I just like gummy stuff, like gummy worms, gummy bears. Yeah.
I'd say mine for cross when we have races in the morning. I remember seeing Edwin Kerr eat a waffle the morning before NCAA cross country last year, or 2019, I guess it was. And I'd never had a waffle before a race, had a waffle before that race because I saw him doing it and had like the best cross race of my life. So probably a waffle before cross, 6-inch Subway before anything, in the afternoon or at night. Post race, yeah, probably a burger. I feel like that's just like the go-to. Like whenever we're anywhere you can get In-N-Out, I feel like I always get In-N-Out after. Either that or Cane's.
Oh, Cane's.
If possible. We after like all the Arkansas meets, we walked to Cane's. We just like left to like go cool down, and we just walked to Cane's. So those two for sure are post-race meals.
Yeah, just like 2 days ago, this whole past week, I've just been eating like garbage as I can. But yeah, like 2 days ago, we don't have an In-N-Out in Eugene. So me and my roommates just drove like an hour and a half to the closest one. Just to so yeah.
That is dedication.
Yeah. On the dome. I remember one. All right, here we go. If you only had 1 day left to live and you have unlimited money, what would you do?
That's a great question.
I feel like that's such a weird question because like, what's like money going to give you for that 1 day? But like, you're not going to go shopping. Like you're not going to wear or use anything.
That's facts. I feel like I couldn't really say what I would actually like do on here. Like,
that damn lifestyle for a day.
GTA 5, man. I don't know.
Just go play GTA for a day. Put some hacks on. Go steal a jet. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe I was thinking like just like buy a helicopter real quick or private jet.
Yeah.
Shoot off somewhere and then just like vibe some like sick location.
For sure. Go cop a PJ with the boys and go to like the Bahamas or something. I think that'd be sick.
There you go.
Yeah. I think that's the go-to is whatever money it takes to get like all of your friends and family somewhere to just have like a big day.
Just have like a big fire and then like a ton of booze and there you go.
That's all you need.
Be sick.
Some boats and hoes. Cole, you're a boat guy.
Boats and hoes.
Did you say
Yacht guy.
Yeah, Cole's a boat guy.
Dude, that was a fun. They were asking us for questions and we're like, what can we...
Was that you?
That was me.
Okay.
I'm the only one that ever talks about the yacht.
Little yachty.
I used to love Lil Yachty. I saw a kid break his arm at a Lil Yachty concert.
Why does that not surprise me?
Not surprising.
Not at all.
Okay. Give our listeners a stock pick. What are you going long in on the stocks these days?
Like stock market?
Yeah, stock market. Give us a stock pick. What are we buying when the stock market opens tomorrow to hold for a couple days?
I got an answer.
Okay, let's go.
I was gonna say if you're not into that, it can be like fictional, but
I'm not super into it, but I'm saying Gap. Kanye's got that collab dropping, and it's like projected like, I don't know, something crazy.
You got like $1 billion for that.
Oh,
Yeah. Gap stock got to get to the moon.
I know what I'm gonna
All
do.
right, call options on Gap tomorrow morning. Cool.
That'll be a fun Instagram.
There we go.
I might have to phone the Mr. Westfly for this one.
Well, I mean, he would just say to buy the Westfly stock, though.
True.
So, like, that's all you need is Westfly stock, short.
What's
tin
the
man.
opposite of Westfly stock?
Tin Man.
Yeah, Tin Man.
Man. Yeah.
I was gonna say the opposite of that, but maybe neither of those. Ben Crawford stock.
Oh,
Okay.
true that. Yeah.
There we go. There we
like
go.
that.
Had to put on for the homies.
Invest in what you know. Yeah, that's good. It's good.
Good returns on that. Should be good. Gap is definitely
That's a good. Yeah, I like that.
That's a good play. Yeah, I might actually do that tomorrow.
You guys might want to edit that out so we keep a little bit more for ourselves.
That's true. Yeah. Can't be giving the listeners away.
Well,
Actually, no, it'll be good. We buy
buy it
tomorrow, and
first.
then this podcast releases next week. So then everyone will drive up demand. Price will shoot up.
That's true. Yeah.
So we buy tomorrow, and we hold for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Do a little pump and dump.
Yeah. There we go.
SEC, if you're
Those will be the days when we have enough listeners. We can do a pump and dump. Man, that'll be epic.
I have a very different interpretation of pump and dump.
How would you even like get in trouble for that if you have like a joking, like a sarcastic podcast? Do you think
You don't. Elon Musk didn't get in trouble for
That's
pumping
true.
Dogecoin, so
True.
you don't.
or
You don't.
Tesla?
Exactly.
Actually,
Yeah.
he got in trouble.
Well, he got a little fine, but so what? A little
Slap.
fine.
That's what happened with like the GameStop thing too. Like on
Yeah.
that Reddit thread.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
That thing is so hard to explain to my parents and people of that generation. They like kept asking me like, so explain this GameStop thing to me. And I was like, I don't think that I can.
To explain.
won't.
It's like, the internet, right? Basically that happened.
You got any other closing questions?
I think my brain's empty, man.
I think I'm tapped out as well.
Oh wow! All right, cool.
Thanks for joining, fellas. Any last words of wisdom for our listeners? Anything you want to plug? We'll give you more for a minute. Any rhymes you want to drop? The floor is yours.
Nah, I couldn't get Austin to come up and do his impression.
I'm gonna call him real quick. I'm gonna one
He's
second.
not
See if I can work some
go
magic.
for it. Go for it.
Let's see.
That's the great thing about editing. You can just, cut out all the silence
Magically appears.
and just
Snip.
boom, pull it out.
Come on.
He can't half-ass it. It's got to be the full one, or it's not going to hit.
Yeah, I feel like we're not gonna get it. The thing is, you guys might have to just experience. He's really not gonna pick up right now. That's crazy.
Is he like shy to? Would he be shy to do it on the spot? Is this like only like a thing or?
He might be, but also he might not be.
Yeah.
Damn, he didn't pick up. That's crazy.
I told him you're on too, so that's probably why he's not picking up.
What you should do is like just get him to send you a Snapchat or something like that, and then record or save it, and then we'll splice it in anyway.
Cool.
Well,
thanks, guys. Now we're invested in the 1-2 punch at the Olympic trials for you guys. So
Literally.
Yeah.
we are invested. So make it happen, guys.
Yeah,
I'll send my documents over with that you guys can sign.
That's true. I guess
I'll look them over.
put this in writing and not just be a gentleman's agreement.
I'll be
What
there.
is this?
I'll be there live, like doing a selfie, like with you guys on the.
Oh yeah. They're in 1-2.
If we're
Let's go.
allowed, if we're allowed in. We'll see.
I don't think we're going to be allowed. That's the problem. We have big dreams of being able to come and spectate in person and be media in person, but not looking great at this
Small
point.
podcast, big dreams.
That's
We'll
right.
see if we can pull some strings.
If you can, I mean, it is, home court advantage.
Sure.
Let us know if you can pull some strings.
Probably not, but
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
yeah, no problem. Appreciate it.
Hey, we are back. There's our interview with Colin Cooper of the Oregon Ducks. It was a great interview.
Apparently. I mean, we don't know.
We don't know yet. We haven't recorded the interview yet as of the time we're recording this outro, but I can guarantee you it was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it fucking slapped.
It slapped hard.
I think no matter how well the interview went, I'm hoping that it helped some of y'all out on your long run, or it made your shit on the toilet really good.
Yep.
Whatever you do, whenever you listen to this podcast, hopefully it helped you pass the time.
That's right. Cooking dinner, taking a dump, going for a run, avoiding working, avoiding homework while you're making out with your girlfriend. I mean,
that's not a very beta move though. I don't know.
Yeah. And I shouldn't say just while you're making out with your girlfriend. We have a lot of lady listeners of this podcast. We really appreciate y'all. So while you're making out with your significant other, regardless of whether they're a boy or girl. So,
or if they choose not to identify.
that's right. So let us know how that one hit for you. Did it hit different? Did it hit the same? Just let us know. Give us a comment below. If you're on YouTube, shoot us a DM. Just get in touch.
Yeah, let us
We're
know.
here for you.
Let us know if that shit bussin'.
Bust it.
Yeah.
Bust it. Okay.
That shit bustin'.
All right, beer of the week, y'all. We got the Sunshine State Florida Lager. Open that one here for you. This is still yet one of the beers that Adam is getting as part of, what was it? Your brother for Christmas got you a beer subscription, correct?
Yeah, this is the last package. So you better enjoy it. An amber lager. Don't really get too many of those, but 5% ABV.
Oh boy, it's a green label. If this is transparent on YouTube right now, that's kind of hilarious because it's a green label.
Yeah.
Green screen.
So I guess this is a break from the IPAs we've done for the past few.
You've been like destroying my taste buds with these this IPA live.
Just throwing your tongue in a microwave.
I just haven't been enjoying it, to be honest. Now we're back. Good old drinkable summer beer, getting me in the summer spirit. It's got the Florida, got the sunshine, got the lager.
Aren't lagers a winter beer though?
Lagers are an anytime beer, I'd say.
All right, fair enough.
Are they actually meant to be a winter beer?
I don't know. That's just what I think of when I think of lager.
Yeah, well, we'll have to ask Molly about that when we talk to Molly Seidel, since she
be,
probably knows more about beer than
I was
we
just
do,
gonna say
honest.
it'll be nice to talk to somebody who actually knows things.
Yeah, so we'll talk to her about that specifically. But first impressions so far. Oh, and Cape Canaveral is where this is in Florida, where the brewery is.
Okay, so taste compared to other lagers, like I don't have a good strike zone for lagers. Like I don't think I've tasted enough.
Taste enough lagers?
Yeah.
I mean, what
to score
what
it
are your
differently.
Dirty 30 racks considered? Are they like a mix of lagers and pilsners? Like I don't even know.
Miller Lite's Pilsner, but everything
Miller
else is
Lager, right?
Is it?
Yeah, like I think Budweiser's a lager. I think they're lagers.
Yeah, but is Bud Light a lager?
I think so.
Interesting.
I think it's a lager. I don't know. Let us know if it's lager.
They must
We
be
don't know.
fake lagers.
Well, this actually tastes like it has some substance to it versus
lager. Barely know her.
Okay, taste. Scale of 1 to 10. What are you thinking?
I'd give it a 5.
A 5? Yeah, I'd say it's kind of middle of the road there. I'll go. Actually, I might even go lower. I might go like a 4 on taste. There's just not a lot of taste. I mean, it's fine. But it's not.
So let's do
flavor when
drinkability,
we're
and then we can do our finishing notes.
Yeah.
So drinkability, I'd say about a 6.
That's what I was gonna say too. It's definitely no dirty 30, but it's
no dirty 30, but I could do a responsible 6-pack of these. I think the issue with the taste is there's nothing that really like stands out to me for something that's this heavy. I mean, 5% is not heavy, but I think the beer itself for drinkability plus taste is kind of lacking.
It tastes noticeably heavier than a dirty 30. Like type of beer.
Yeah.
But you're really not getting much free out of it. Well, you're not getting any free out of it, you know? Like
usually
same
when I'm
ABV as Bud, as Coors. As,
I feel like when I'm drinking out of a bottle, that's typically like I'm trying to go for the value play in terms of ABV. Like whatever tastes really good and is like a sneaky 7.3%, that's ideal, but this is a 5%. And I don't know, just tastes kind of mediocre.
Yeah. You're not going to have yourself a sneaky bender on this one, probably. No.
But maybe that's the move for the night. Maybe it's, hey, this is my responsible beer.
I think this is a good, like, I'm grilling beer. Like, I'm at the grills. I'm going to have one of these while I'm spending the 30 minutes grilling the food. I think it's good for that. Like, I'm outside in a tank top.
This would be a good nurse beer where you're like, I'm not really feeling like going after it today, so I'm just going to kind of hang out with this single beer.
Yeah, I'm with you. Beautiful. Any X factor on this one? I would say our usual X factor of graphic design being amazing. Not amazing on this one.
No,
very
it's all right.
basic. So graphic designer, hopefully you're only making minimum wage, my man.
Jesus Christ.
You don't deserve more than that, bro.
I think X factor either has to be Florida. I think for being like a Florida beer, I feel like, you know, you always Google Florida man and like the date, and it's, you know, some crazy shit. It's very normal beer.
This beer's too normal, y'all.
Like, it's definitely does not belong in Florida.
It's also kind of false advertising. There's an orange on the labels here, but there's definitely no orange peel or orange flavor in it. This isn't no Blue Moon or anything like that.
I think I feel like they like tried to make it taste like orange without adding in any real flavoring, you know?
Right. They're trying to just persuade you, like most labeling. And
it tastes like if you licked orange plastic, you know? You're like, well, I guess the color is orange, but
so it's influencing your brain, even though there's no underlying.
Yeah, you're like, but it kind of tastes like plastic.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there it is. Beer of the week. Another new beer that we both tried. Checked off the list. We're all about, you know, checking things off the list kind of guys. Check that one off the list. There's still, you know, infinite beers out there. So if you want to give us some recs, let us know.
Or even send us a six-pack.
Yeah. Did that 6-pack ever come through yet?
Shit, actually, I should check my mail.
Yeah, you should check your mail.
I did get some. We should do that.
Sorry. Freak. What was his name? I forgot what his name was.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
Sorry if the beer did come. And we just haven't checked with our doorman yet on the package, but we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
All right. Beer of the week. When you're listening to this episode, it's either tomorrow or the next day. Well, I guess it depends on when you're listening to this episode. This episode is coming out on either the 30th or the 31st of March, 2021 AD. And
what about is it pre-Corona or after Corona? During Corona? DC?
After Corona. Can we say we're after Corona yet? We can't say that yet.
No.
Anyway, either tomorrow, if you're listening to this the day it came out, I'll just say the actual date.
This is like some major calculus.
This is too hard because I never know when people are actually going to watch this, right? So either on March 31st or on April 1st is when I'll legally be able to announce some big news.
And it's not a divorce.
It's not a divorce.
For you single ladies out there.
Yeah, what else is it not?
It's not a prenup.
Not a prenup. Not a
hot seat. Do you have a prenup?
No, I don't have a prenup. It's not a lost child support custody case or a lost child custody case, a lost child support case. It's not a. Oh man, what else?
Yeah,
what else would I legally not be able to discuss?
Well, yeah. What are clues?
What are clues
that you're legally allowed to say?
Clues. Okay, so. I run the beer mile, as you may or may not be aware. So I will say it's related to the sport of the beer mile.
That's good. Yeah, I think that's legal.
So there's the clue. Big announcement coming March 31st or April 1st, depending on when I can legally announce it. But it'll be one of those 2 days, is what it sounds like as of right now. As of the filming of this 1 week before that, stay tuned on YouTube and Instagram because it's going to be it's going to be a good one.
Spicy news.
Big news, shaking up the damn running world. That's all I got to say about that.
Also, let us know if you want, honestly, I don't even care if you guys want it. We're going to make some betas only t-shirts, just behind all the beef with Westfly. I think betas only is kind of got to be our motto now.
Yeah. You know what? I keep going back and forth on whether I want to talk about this or not because I don't want to give the guy airtime.
Well, it's in the post show, so not many people will listen to it.
Okay, so we'll just quickly say this. Mr. Westfly continues to call me out and say, oh, Chris is scared to race. He's a beta, even though, and I can pull up my DMs and show you, I post all the time. I'm keep saying set a date so that I know when the date is, and he won't set a date. So he's going on the Tracksta podcast. He's going on the, where else has he gone? Well, on his own Instagram account, on his Insta stories, he's saying, Chris Robertson, Beer Mile Podcast, you betas, pussies, afraid to race. I'm putting up 2K, but he's afraid to race.
It's like, bro,
I'm putting up 2K as well. Like, yeah. I just also am waiting for the date. I would do it this weekend. If he says it's this weekend, I'll do it.
Also, we're the ones who are either like flying or driving and spending money.
No, maybe we make him come here. I mean, actually, maybe we pick a neutral ground.
His bitch ass wouldn't come here.
Well, maybe that's on him. Maybe travel expense. Okay, so whoever travels, that's part of the purse too. So right. if I have to pay to travel there and I win, he has to cover my travel. So if I lose,
that means we're getting shit housed at O'Hare.
Sure.
Put that on the travel expenses.
True. Does food and drink reimbursement count?
Yeah.
Okay. So West Fly, once again, you're going to call me out on the Tracksta podcast. You're going to call me a bitch. I've said 100 times, just pick a date. I literally might just show up at your door next weekend because you're really annoying the shit out of me.
Yeah, listeners, let us know if we should take a road trip.
If anyone has West Fly's address, send it my way and I'll just show up at his damn place.
I don't know if that's legal, but let's go with that.
What? If someone knows his address, they can DM it to me. That's fine.
Isn't this considered doxing, right?
What is doxing?
It's when you like get personal information about people on the internet.
Oh. Well, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. It's not the internet. It's not the internet. It's on Instagram. It's different.
True.
Yeah. So,
I mean, literally we could just go to the fucking city and post a story of us in his neighborhood and be like, "Hey, yo, like we're out here."
I think we could get pretty close. I mean, obviously we know what town he's in.
Yeah.
And he does have videos where he shows the outside of his house. We could probably grab a house number off that somehow, and there would only be a certain number of that house number in the city.
Yeah, we'll do some recon work.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see if I have a weekend in the next couple of weeks where I'm like, you know what, I want to go on a little road trip.
That's a problem is Everett's got all this fucking time.
He's got all this time because he doesn't do school. He doesn't care about learning. He doesn't care about any of that stuff. He just cares about shock factor. And so that's all he does. Whereas, we're actually, trying to change the world. Well, that's a stupid thing to say. I hate when people say I'm changing the world. We're not trying to change. Well, we're trying to change the world.
We're saving lives.
We're changing lives for good. That's our company motto. But we are actually working like a crap ton, like full-time plus at our normal jobs, plus all the Beer Mile media stuff.
Ooh, do you work more on Beer Mile or more at work? Or is it about even?
I work way more at my full-time job. Like way more. Like 50 hours a week at my full-time job, 5 hours a week at Beer Mile Media. Wink, wink. It really varies week to week.
I love the wink wink. That was good.
All right. I think that's all we got for y'all today. That interview with Colin Cooper was a banger. Tell us if it was or wasn't, because we're just assuming it was, but I'm willing to bet that it was, because when two cool dudes hang out with the two cool Beer Mile dudes,
just guys
cool things
being
happen.
dudes,
Yeah, dudes will be dudes. So stay tuned. Next week, we'll probably put out another podcast because we do that every week.
Oh.
Stay tuned for some big, I don't want to jinx it, but stay tuned for some big news in the next day or two on YouTube and Instagram. 5-star on Apple to enter the giveaway. That's pretty much it. I mean, y'all know what to do.
Betas only.
Betas only.
Squat up.
Triple L for life.